guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you how I made this bird bath using Papercrete. So I used this shallow bowl as my mold. I got it from the 99-cent store, and as you can see there's actually a crack in it from previous use, and I just used some duct tape to seal that up, not a problem. And you can use any sort of semi-shallow bowl for this. Birds tend to like a bird bath that isn't like super deep. And then I went ahead and mixed up my Papercrete. So that consists of 3 parts of paper pulp, 2 parts of Portland cement, and 1 part perlite. And if you want more information on how I make my paper pulp, I will have a link for you in the description to a video that I talk all about that process. So I just use Miracle-Gro perlite. It doesn't matter what brand, this is just what I can easily get my hands on. Any kind of perlite will do. So a question that I get quite often is if you can replace the perlite with something such as styrofoam beads. And I have not personally tried that, so I can't say if it would work or not. My thought would be that it probably would work, but I can't say that for sure. So if you have tried that, please let us know what your results were down in the comments below, and maybe in the future I will try that myself and let you know how it works for me. So then I usually go in with a spoon to get started mixing it, but then I end up going in with my hands, obviously wearing gloves, and really get everything well combined and mixed together. So the next step is to spray your mold with some sort of release agent. I just use canola oil. As you can see, I've used the same bottle many times. You can barely even read the label, but it's just cheap kind of canola oil. If you don't have a spray, you can just use regular olive oil or any type of oil you have on hand, just to make it easier to pop the piece out of the mold when it's ready. So then the technique that I use to actually fill the mold with the Papercrete is I will grab a ball of the mixture and then compress it in my hand, sort of like a hamburger patty, and really push the mixture together so that it's more compacted before you even get it in the mold, and then press it down into the mold really well, because I feel like that gives a smoother finish on the outside overall. So as you can see, as I'm going around the outside edge, I'm making sure that I'm packing it in really well, and I'm making sure it's smooth, and then at the top I'm pressing it down so that I can see that around the entire perimeter the walls are the same thickness. So this is what the bowl portion of the bird bath ended up looking like. And then I decided I wanted to make a base for it to stand on, which is totally optional, but I just used this old like nursery flower pot that I duct taped the bottom holes so that none of the Papercrete would slip through that. And then I just put Papercrete in that and compacted it down and filled it to the top. So once you are done filling your molds, what you're going to want to do is put them in plastic bags and put them in a shady area for about a week to let them dry out, and then uncover them and wait a few more days to let them dry out again, and then they'll be ready to work with. So this is what my pieces ended up looking like after I took them out of the mold. And in order to make them a little bit more waterproof, I added a layer of thinset, which is a cement-based adhesive. And instead of just putting the thinset directly on the pieces while they're dry, I put some water on them so that the thinset would adhere a little bit better. So I let the thin set dry overnight, and then the next day I came in and I sanded them down to make them nice and smooth. So I decided to keep my pieces separate, but if you wanted to make it one piece, you could always use a little bit more concrete and glue the pieces together that way. So if you wanted to add a sealer on top of this, you could do so. You could use something like a tile and grout sealer if you wanted. So this is the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. The birds have really been enjoying it so far, and I've been loving watching the birds splash around in the bird bath. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.